What's up, guys? Maestro Megatron here. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight's video is some of the best moments of Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. And, in my personal opinion, it needs to go to hell and stay in hell. Once again, just my personal opinion on these videos. Not a fan of this movie. It is the worst, by far, Friday the 13th movie I have ever seen in my life. Come out in 1993. I was a sophomore in high school back then. I even went to the theater and paid money for this pile of shit. And I didn't even get Jason Voorhees in it. And I'll explain that here in just a minute. Directed by Adam Marcus, who was only 23 years old at the time and just claimed to be a super gung-ho Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees fan. Boy, he was wrong and we were wrong. According to him, he filmed this movie the way he did in the story because Sean S. Cunningham didn't want the hockey mask anywhere near this movie, but I think that's a bunch of BS. I don't freaking believe that one bit. I think that's a pile of crap. Kane Hodder returns as Jason for the third time in the Friday the 13th franchise, but he's barely in it. We get maybe 10 minutes of Jason total in this movie that's about an hour and 35 minutes long. Apparently, the Jason lore is Jason is not really a man or a boy or a human being or a zombie. He is actually a slimy worm body jumper demon that comes out of his mouth and jumps into your mouth, and you become possessed with Jason. Right. My one and only best moment that I like in this movie is the very end where Jason's being pulled down by the demons in the ground, and all it's left is the hockey mask in the dirt, and Freddy Krueger's razor glove and arm comes up and snatches the hockey mask down into hell. And then he laughs. That's the only one and scene and best moment that I like in this movie. Yes, this whole time, Jason's been a body-jumping demon, jumping from body to body. He's had the capability of doing this for 7 of the movies, and we never knew it till we got Jason Goes to Hell. Again, the beginning of this movie starts out like your standard vintage usual Friday the 13th movie. You got a chick pulling up to a cabin at Camp Crystal Lake. She goes into the cabin, she gets into the shower, and mind you, she's got a nice pair of sweater puppets, vintage Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake girl. And then Jason shows up, as usual. So we're like, oh, cool, we're getting a really cool Friday the 13th movie here. And then she runs through the woods in a towel, which is, again, vintage Friday the 13th. And then Jason's following behind her, of course. And then she dives into a bush, and spotlights surround Jason in the middle of this area in the woods. And come to find out, she's an FBI agent. And it is an FBI sting operation to kill Jason Voorhees. FBI agents pop out of nowhere, guns, weapons, FBI agents everywhere, and they shoot him and shoot him and shoot him some more, and then they blow him up. And then you see his head roll into the camera, and you're like, this movie just started. Jason dead already? No, he's not dead, because like I said at the beginning of this video, he's able... He's able, sorry, I'm trying to keep a straight face in this video. He's able to body jump with a slimy demon worm. Yeah, he into different bodies so he can continue to kill, because that's what Jason does, and we never knew he could do this until Adam Marcus come out with this pile of shit movie. I digress. This movie stars Carrie Keegan as the Jessica Kimball, the worst final girl in this whole damn series. It has John LeMay in it, who played in the Friday the 13th series in the late 80s, early 90s. Google it, Friday the 13th, the series. Kane Hodder returns as Jason for a few minutes. It's got Stephen Williams in it, who plays the bounty hunter Creighton Duke. Stephen Williams was on 21 Jump Street back then. And Creighton Duke is a bounty hunter, but he is the worst bounty hunter in the history of bounty hunters. Just some real stupid parts in this movie. I like John LeMay. John LeMay has a badass part in this movie. Erin Gray, I don't know how much of a paycheck they gave her to star in this movie, but they actually got Erin Gray to play in this movie, and she's actually a sister to Jason Voorhees. We never knew Mrs. Voorhees had a daughter as well and a sister to Jason until we got this movie. Thanks, Adam Marcus, you true Friday the 13th fan. Give me a break. This is what happens when Dimension Films took over and bought the rights to Friday the 13th. Paramount Pictures, with the unsuccess and the poor box office ratings and money that Jason Takes Manhattan, the previous movie, made. So Paramount's like, we're out of here. We're jumping ship. So they gave the rights to Dimension Films, and this is what we got. Dimension Films hired Adam Marcus to write, direct, and produce this movie. Like I said, who is a true Friday the 13th fan. That's about as realistic as a vampire eating popcorn, but I digress again. What Dimension Films really wanted to do, since it's now sharing a film production company with Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, they wanted to do a Jason versus Freddy, Freddy versus Jason back then, but they couldn't decide contract disputes on who was going to win, how they were going to do it, so instead we got this pile of shit. Again, not a fan of this movie. I can't name Jason in this movie as he body jumps. He's a coroner. He's two police officers. He's a news reporter. Give me a break. Good God Almighty. Sorry to lose my composure on this, but good Lord. I went and seen it back in 1993, and to this very day, I still want my money back. The fight scene at the end with John LeMay, I guess it's okay, but now apparently, according to Creighton Duke, the worst bounty hunter in the history of bounty hunters, who gives the information to John LeMay in a jail cell, has to break his fingers first, which is the most absurd freaking scene in any Friday the 13th movie. I'll give you the information, but first you gotta pay. Creighton Duke has some stupid-ass lines in this movie, like, what do you think when I tell you Jason Voorhees? I think of a little girl in a pink dress sticking a hot dog through a donut, which you can talk all the shit you want, but Jason broke your back and made you look like a bitch at the very end. And then, I know there's a big cult following to this movie. There's a lot of fans of Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, and I'm sure I'm going to get some flack for this, but oh well, this is my personal opinion. This is my videos. Apparently, Adam Marcus threw in the Necronomicon in the Jason Voorhees. Michael Myers isn't the only one that has a house now. Now, according to this movie, the Voorhees have a house now. There's a Necronomicon book in the Voorhees house. So now all these Friday the 13th Jason Goes to Hell nutjob fans are like, after all this time, the Necronomicon's in the Voorhees house, so Jason must be a Deadite. That's why he's able to do what he does. He's a Deadite. No, he's not. Adam Marcus put the Necronomicon in the movie because he's an Evil Dead fan. I heard it from the horse's mouth. Watch your documentaries. Do your homework on these movies. Give me a freaking break. God almighty. I haven't went on a rant in a long time in these videos, but I'm going on a rant on this one. You're getting vintage Maestro Megatron. Anyways, they wanted to do Jason versus Freddy, but we get this pile of shit. We wouldn't get Jason vs. Freddy till 2003, which I'm going to cover in a couple videos from now. But the box office, this was not a box office success either back in 1993. I told you what my best two moments is when the Freddy's razor glove comes and grabs the hockey mask and pulls him down, and the ending credits. That's another one of my favorite moments of this movie. Apparently, in order to kill Jason this whole time, you have to have a Voorhees. In order for a Voorhees to die, a Voorhees has to be reborn. So, Carrie Keegan's part, Jessica Kimball, Erin Gray was her mother, and she's related. A Voorhees some freaking how, and she stabs him in the heart with a dagger, lights fireworks, and drags demon arms, rubbery demon arms to the ground. Anyways, thank God the movie's over. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you love this video, subscribe to the channel. If you're in love with this video, join the membership. Become a member of the channel. I do members-only live stream trivia. And I give away some cool cash prizes, some cool Halloween merch, some cool Friday the 13th merch, not Jason Goes to Hell. Anyways, guys, till then, thanks for stopping by. Stay scary, stay spooky, and watch out for the boogeyman, and watch out for Jason's demon body hopping slimy worm.